I don't know how to be a VTuber, dude. This is new. I don't understand this brave new world. No, I'm not too big. Okay, well, what about now? Am I too small? First of all, by the way, I'm gonna add a tag. I'm gonna do it right now while I'm thinking of it. I'm adding the VTuber tag to my stream. Done. It's official. By the way, have you read some of the tags they have now? Have you read some of the tags they have now? They're insane. I don't know if just like anyone is able to add these, but like they're crazy. I've seen insane things. Like I'm going just from A. Do you know what I mean? Like just right from the beginning. There's a tag called anal lover. Twitch, why? Why is that allowed? And who puts that as their tag? What do you expect from this stream? Definitely anal lover. Like, what are you talking about? Retarded. Retarded is a tag. It's retardedness or retarded or like what happened? There used to be like a set number of tags and that was it. You had to pick among, and now it seems like you can just add a tag of your own, and as long as they don't get rid of it, you just have it, right? Like these tags are insane. Sexy girl gamer? Sexy man? You can't do sexism? Yo, I can do sexism? Is sexism allowed on Twitch now? Wait, I gotta check this. Wait a minute. Racist? I can tag my stream as racist? How? How is that the case? I don't... Racist. Or racist. You can add an E at the end. Racism. Racism. Racist squad. Number one racist. Racisme. Racist joke. Racism not allowed. That one I almost understand having on Twitch. Racism bad. Like, dude, how are these tags? Is Hitler a tag? It is! With a little accent over the I. Hitler. It's insane, dude. I remember when NTR and Ugly Bastard were tags. NTR. Dude, it is! You can't do that! What? NTR Dojin is like like the like NTR and then the Japanese for like Dojinshi is a tag. Who's streaming that? You can't be streaming that. Dude, so many messages are getting held by Automod right now. People saying you have to add retarded gay NTR anal Hitler racism stream. That wasn't allowed to go through on Twitch, but I'm allowed to add that as my tags for the stream. It's insane. Literal porn tags. This one, like, it's crazy. I'm not adding any of them. I'm skipping with schizophrenia, English, VTuber. That's it. I'm not doing anything else until ever. Maybe actually, wait. Somebody said 1984 because their message was blocked. Can I say 1984? 1984 is a tag. That's my new tag. That's my new tag as well. literally 1984. Wait, is there a tag for literally 1984? Literally 1984. There is! Okay, get rid of 1984, add literally 1984. Oh, okay, well anyway. So I've added the VTuber tag and the literally 1984 tag. Why Twitch? Why does this... Twitch has changed, alright? What crazy people? Who would ever want to take the pharmaceuticals out of the water? How do we keep a population controlled without pharmaceuticals in the water? These people are crazy. These people are crazy. It can make the frogs gay. Why not you? That's a good tagline. Wanna be gay? Take... What's the hydra? No. What's that chemical in the... Atrazine. Wanna be gay? Introducing atrazine for recreational use. It turns the frogs gay. Why not you? I can see it now. I can see it now. A very honest person who wants to game the system. You know what I mean? They're like, I would like to be gay so that I can get all these benefits. Like, I go to college, I get like a gay scholarship. I get hired into companies that I wouldn't normally because I'm a white male. So, you know, I'd really like to be gay, but I'm not. And I'm not a liar. I'm not attracted to men. I wish I could just take some atrazine and become gay. It's your lucky day, Johnny. Introducing atrazine for recreation. You know what I'm saying? I see the vision right now in front of my eyes. Like, this is a real product that can make millions. Somebody posted a map that is apparently a map of India. I mean, it clearly was a map of India that showed the average amount of bowel movements that people had in each region of India, each like province or whatever they call it in India. And it is unbelievable. It is an unbelievable poop map. Okay? Okay, the guy who posted the poop map is here. Who pooped the post map is here. According to the poop map of India that somebody posted in the Discord, which I am skeptical of, but if it's true, the provinces in southern India poop much more than the ones in northern India, first of all. Little fun fact for you. And those provinces, one of them, it said that they have an average of 154 bowel movements a week. Do the math on that, all right? I'm going to pull up a calculator right now. Do the math on that. 154 divided by 7. That is 22 poops a day. Who on God's green earth is pooping 24 times a day? That is unbelievable. This isn't where I came from, right? No, this is it. Yeah, well, I'm out of flashlight now. 22 times a day! I can't imagine that, okay? What part of India was the Taj Mahal built in? All right? Because 22 poops a day is like, you cannot run a civilization with that many poops. You can't. I refuse to believe that any form of civilization whatsoever could run if you are pooping 22 times a day. Keep in mind, the average person, you're only going to be awake like 16 hours a day. That's a poop every like 45 minutes. And I know some people are going to be like, haha, it's India, dude. There is no civilization. Haha, very funny. You know, I get it. But they built the Taj Mahal and shit. Like, how can you, what kind of builders get a poop break every 45 minutes? That's insane. It's in Delhi, isn't it? Okay, but let's put this in perspective though. The least pooping part of the map, all right? The part of India where they poop the least was still like 54 times a week. Do a little math on that one. That's 7 or rounding up 8 poops per day. That is still insane amount of pooping. That is still an unbelievable amount of defecation going on. I cannot believe that you can build the Taj Mahal while shitting 8 times a day. Actually, let's be clear, 22 times a day in that southern province is the average. That means half the people are pooping more than 7 times a day. Let's be clear, all right? The average in America is 3 a day. Honestly, that seems high for an average, but much more reasonable than Indian averages. But what I was gonna say is, first of all, let's just be clear. I looked up how long is the average bowel movement, and it said 1 to 10 minutes for like healthy bowel movement. Now, if you're pooping that many times a day, maybe you don't exactly have the most healthy bowel movement. Like, let's be clear. But assuming that you do, right? Assuming that you do have a healthy bowel movement, then let's just take the average. 5 minutes of poop, all right? That means in the south of India, they are spending 2 hours every day pooping, minimum. And it's an average, so half the people are spending more than that much time. 110 minutes, minimum, pooping. That's crazy. Somebody in chat saying, I shit less than once a day. Me too, my man. You, like maybe once a day. Do you know what I mean? And there are degrees of normal, all right? There's nothing wrong with pooping once a day, or like, you could go as little as like once a week, and it's probably fine. Do you know what I mean? And more than that, you've got a problem. And honestly, I think if you go more than like 3 days, you probably have a problem, to be clear. But and if you are going once every 3 days, you probably have some problems. But I feel like you're still living a much better quality of life than the guy who's pooping 22 times. And you couldn't convince me otherwise. There's no way you could convince me otherwise. They probably have us beat handily in terms of speed of movement. Maybe, dude. Maybe their poops are less time-consuming than our pees. It could be. In which case, that is some ancient Indian knowledge, right? But to be honest, though, would I trade? Like, let's say I was like someone with a big problem, right? And I poop once every day or two, and it takes like an hour. I would so much prefer that than 22 times every day. Even if they each took a minute. I would still, because you have to go to the bathroom each of those times. Instead of just once. You take a nice little break, and you're fine. You see what I'm saying? If you're pooping that much, it's probably loose stools, which does speed things up. Well, it speeds things up in theory, but, like, what are they eating to cause that? It's probably going to cause, like, diarrhea and stuff, too, right? Like, I don't think there's a solution. I don't think there's a situation in which these are good poops. They might be quick poops, but they can't be good poops. What? Hello? Okay, run for it. Run for it. Run for it. Where am I running to is the question. We just Scooby-Dooed ran past each other. Where? Hello?
This guy wasn't just a grunt. What's going on?
Surely if you're doing it like 20 times a day, you got it down to like half a minute. Maybe. But that's still, just think of the travel time. All right? You have to go to the bathroom. That's what I'm saying. Can you imagine the people building the Taj Mahal every 45 minutes taking a bathroom break to go shit? And the next thing I'm going to say is the most controversial thing. I know what I was saying before apparently got my stream taken down temporarily by, like, Indian intelligence agencies. But, let's be clear. The next thing I'm going to say should not be controversial in any way. I am only talking about statistics, all right? There have been studies done by the UN, all right? So Twitch, if you don't like this, take it up with the UN, baby. I love the UN. Everybody knows here that I am a globalist. I love the UN. I work for UNATCO currently, right now. I love the UN.
Fascist.
Oh no. Oh no. Is there anything down here? Why am I going here? I go on bathroom breaks every 45 minutes at work. Yeah, but that's because the boss makes a nickel, I make a dime. No, that's not right. The boss makes a dollar, I make a dime. That's why I shit on company time. Yeah, exactly. But what I'm saying is, while we reload again here, it is a well-known phenomenon that in India, a lot of people, not everybody, I didn't say everybody. Did you say everybody? Did you hear me say everybody? I didn't. A lot of people poop in the streets or in the rivers or other places that are not toilets, right? Again, if you have a problem with me saying that, complain to the UN. The UN literally put together campaigns where they like had cartoon toilets with faces on them to try and convince Indians to poop in toilets, all right? Maybe they've figured something out that we haven't. Maybe pooping on the street is the key to getting 22 wonderful poops every day. Okay, I've scouted out the area. Maybe. But I'm just saying that if they're pooping 22 times a day, no wonder, dude. No wonder. I'd be pretty tempted to poop on the streets too if I had to poop every 45 minutes minimum as the average. Twice as many people, or half the people pooping more than that. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you're pooping 22 times a day, I'm not saying it's good for you to poop out in public. I still think it's gross. You shouldn't do that. Please stop. I'm never visiting a country in which there's a endemic problem of street pooping. But I mean, at the same time, yo, finally. I heard my son downstairs yell yo. At the same time, if you're pooping once every 45 minutes minimum, then, like, I guess I get it. UNICEF had their poo in the loo campaign in India. That's why UNICEF, the UN, I actually don't know what the difference is. Isn't UN owned? Is UNICEF owned by the UN? I don't even remember, to be honest with you. All I know is you can complain to them. You can complain to them if you're upset. According to my map, 6 to 7% of urban families were openly pooping in 2021, and that's just urban. That's very high, right? Like, you think about it for a second, you're like 6 to 7%. That's not so bad. But then again, that basically guarantees that you'll see it on a weekly or daily basis. Just like, think of how many people you run into in a normal day. Those of us who go outside. Okay. I mean, if you don't go outside, then it's 0, I understand, and I guess you can live in India. That's fine. But for the rest of us, like, let's say you run into, 8 people. Well, there you go. One of them pooped on the streets. Now, are they pooping on the streets while you're right there? Maybe. Maybe not. Are you going to roll that dice? But what it means is, you're probably once a week going to be seeing somebody pooping on the streets. So 6 to 7% doesn't look like that much. Doesn't sound like that much. That's a lot. That's too much. Look to your left, look to your right. One of you poops in the streets. One of you is pooping in the streets right now. I mean, yeah, right now we have enough viewers that if we were all in India, one of us would be pooping. Well, one of us would be pooping on the streets. We'd all be pooping. I mean, dude, 22 times a day, we're all pooping. Every single one of us is pooping. But one of us is pooping in the streets. The rest of us rush to a bathroom. Just notice the fish. You like the fish? I'm pretty happy with my VTuber, PNG tuber that I slapped together just to have something in the meantime until I wait for my artist to be done. The artist who is doing a bang-up job so far, by the way, and waiting for that to be done. He seems to work fast. The communication is the biggest thing that's like kind of delaying things because he's on like the exact opposite time zone. But he does seem to work fast. According to his profile, he said that once the final sketch is like approved and he knows like what we're doing, everything's worked out, then it might take a week. It's beautiful. I can't get over the India poop thing. I think we've exhausted the topic, but like, I actually can't believe that a civilization can survive pooping that often. And like, what do they eat? How is it? It must be like bad water, bad food. I don't know, dude. The one thing I do know is if I'm ever constipated, I need to order an Indian meal, I guess. Or drink Indian water. Can you buy Indian water? I know you can buy water from like Vanuatu or something, or like, is that a place or is that like a planet? You can buy it from like Fiji. But can I buy water from India? Does anyone do that? Vanuatu, you mean? Probably that's what I mean. That's probably what I mean. Is there a part of India known for its clear water? Probably Himalayas somewhere, right? Maybe? I don't know. Maybe. Probably not a big market, though. Okay, so I'm going to shoot this. And I'm going to stand up. I'm going to equip the baton. I'm going to run over here. Oh, my... They didn't see me! They did... I'm sorry, I'm dying over here. Oh, I need some water. I can't go to the right here because of this. Although maybe I can get under that. Can I? I feel like one of those truckers going under a bridge that is clearly too low and is visibly labeled, and they should obviously know that they're not going to make it, but they think if they just go slow, they won't hit it. And it works! Oh, come on. I love the idea of someone running around this facility, shooting rockets, setting off alarms, guards are running everywhere, and then like a minute later, the guards are like, well, I bet he left. He's probably gone. This is probably fine. That's the room! That's the room we found it. Kill me! Or don't. Okay, well, we can just play this game. You're gonna open the door for me. Yo, that was a successful strategy. I didn't even get shot once, I don't think. Clear? Clear. There's like 8 dudes back here. So this takes 2 tools. I have 1. I mean, the thing is, though, I can probably get him to open it, but then what? Maybe if I just have my...
Machines. I don't know what they are. Forget it. I was hearing things. Forget it. I was
Peekaboo.
I saw a guy in a coat.
And now they open the door for me, and I zap them.
saw someone.
And now they open the door for me. Okay, come on, guys. Like, what? You know I'm here.
I guess it's... Oop, they found us.
And now they open the door for me.
Big guy. He can't hide for long.
And now they open the door for me. Are you kidding me? This is the real life experience of guards. Can't be bothered to leave the office. Where'd they go? What? Is there another way out?
I got this.
Are they all hiding?
30 credits says I get it. I'm gonna
Hello?
get this pig.
They opened this once. I saw them do it.
Take him out. Thought I saw some. Anybody see him? Coat. 30 credits says
Oh, it's reloading! He's reloading too! How did I do this successfully? Oh, beautiful. Oh, absolutely beautiful. I'm playing on hard, by the way. Playing on hard. So that's why we gotta get creative. Absolutely beautiful result. Now that is what I call stealth. Never got an answer to whether you drink when you're pooping, like how you eat when you're pissing. I don't eat or drink when I'm pissing or pooping, thank you. I'm a civilized man. What need do you have of pooping while you're eating, or eating while you're pooping, or pissing while you're eating, or drinking while you're pooping? Like, what need do you have of those things? You're replying to somebody else. Well, my point stands. My point stands. What need is there? You're not that busy, all right? You're not pooping 22 times a day. Oh, I see on Discord somebody posted the open defecation map. 18.5. Yo! No! No! I'm sorry that we're back onto the poop map talk, but my man, that is unbelievable. Take a look at this graph. I mean map. Do you see in the bottom right that 10% province? 1 out of every 10 people is defecating out in the open. That is the same province that poops 154 times a week. Coincidence? I think not. I think my case is proven. The cause of street shitting is shitting too often. Also, what an awful place to live. Dude, what an awful place to live. I can't imagine living somewhere where people are pooping 22 times a day on the streets. Like, did you rig the statue to move when you talk? I did it myself, dude. This is all me. Look at, dude, everybody take a minute and look at the model when I drag out a noise like that. When I say, like, all me. Dude, I'm so happy with how it turned out. But yes, if you're just joining us, I did do that. But I still have an artist putting together a new model. But this is, I jury rigged this one in the meantime.
Look at me, young sir. We're God's army, and what infernal devil can stop God's army?
Oh.
Well, you take care of yourself. On the 30-06 clips. Now all I need's a gun, and then it's me and Satan. Yes, Satan.
Yo!
Look into the devil's red eyes.
Sounds like you served God admirably in the
man.
Northwest War.
All I need is a gun, and then it's me and Satan. It's an insane thing to say. Oh. Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot the devil. What's he gonna do? Oh, Siggies? Stealing cigarettes from the homeless. The title of my new book. That's what I'm gonna call my memoirs. Stealing cigarettes from the homeless. A J.C. Denton story. Yo, is that a cat? Yo, pet the cat. Can I? Can I, or will I crush it? Pet the cat! Pet the cat! Oh! No, I'm fine. No, he's fine. I thought I heard... I feel like the guy from Of Mice and Men who just crushed. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Well, How dare you? My day is ruined. It was an accident. Please don't shoot me because I'm retarded. Wait, so the stream's gonna be on Friday or we get another Whiplash on Monday? No, it's every Friday now for the time being. There may at some point be added a second stream, but for now, every Friday. So look forward to it. Now I wish I'd drink. He killed a cat too. It's not just me. It happens. People are hungry down here. Honestly, I killed the cat on purpose so that the homeless could eat. And am I wrong for doing so? What's more valuable, a cat or a human life? I think what I did was actually brave. Justifiable. Heroic, even. An act of charity for my fellow man. Yes, may it have been accidental? It may have been. Did I apologize at first? I may have. But I've realized now I have nothing to apologize for. I think I'm gonna smoke 15 cigarettes. Yeah, I think I'm gonna smoke 15 cigarettes. Just to see what happens. Because I need the inventory space for 40s. Oops. Here, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I smoked more today than you died from. Thanks, Hal. Thanks for the reference point. That's good to know. Yo, JC Denton's vision is augmented, but his lungs are weak. Well, I guess I should just throw the ciggies away. They're actual poison. Like, not even just like a regular amount of poison. I'll kill the homeless. Oh my! This is an unbelievable find. The homeless guy who runs into this is gonna be stoked. He's going to be absolutely stoked about this. He's gonna find 2 dead bodies and a pack and 15 packs of cigarettes. What does that say? She frog. She fnig. Buck frog. What does it say? Can anyone read that? Weak frag. Frig. Yig. I'm gonna lose my mind trying to read this. Can you read this? OUCFNIG? Wook fnig? Yo, that's beyond me. Is this foreign graffiti? You know, the cats don't actually, like, eat the mice. Right? Like, even if I, like, kind of push it towards it. Can you eat that? Is he gonna? Wait, he's, like, stalking now. Go get the rat. Go get the rat. Go get the rat. Go get the rat. Go get him. Look, he's right there. Go get him! I can't believe you.
I think that's him.
Woo! We're good. Just a little Scooby-Doo action. We're good. All right. Desperate times. Set the alarm off. I can't? I can't. It's a button. I can't press the button. What is wrong with me? It's a big red button. I can't press it. Hey, so when will the last boomer be dead? I never really thought about this before. Not that I'm like looking forward to the death of a whole group of people. That would be wrong, probably. But, I mean, I guess it depends on the group of people. But, I mean, like, because, I mean, what if the group of people is, like, bad people? You know what I mean? I look forward to the death of all child rapists. You know what I mean? Like, that would probably be reasonable-ish. But anyway, an aside. When will all boomers have died by? I never really thought about this. Does this game take place in a post-boomer world? If so, you'd think it would be a lot nicer. Were the boomers actually keeping the fabric of our society together? Or is this whole game just the inevitable ramifications of boomerism? It just took a little bit to all set in. Boomers are kind of, I know it's nothing new to like complain about boomers and like talk about how they're inconceivable people. But it is crazy that they seem to have no desire to look after their own. It's just like, I made money while I was alive. Okay, so I turned all this off. Because I lived in one of the greatest economic periods of American history. I am going to give none of that to my kids. Not a cent. I am going to spend all of it so that I can... Oh, I see. So that I can go on some, like, sex-crazed swinger cruise across the Caribbean. Because I would rather do that than actually care about the future of, like, society in general. Sounds like my grandfather. Dude, we're all there. You know what I mean? Like, it's all of... You know what? I bet I could have gone over that other way, and I just wasted time by getting rid of both sides. Oh, well. Dude, boomers, I just don't understand them. It's like my goal in life right now is to provide for my... is to provide for my son. And then the future kids I have. Right? Okay, alright, okay. No need to, like, overreact here, alright? It's not that big of a drama queen. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things where it's like, I don't understand it at all. And it's also like, they received all these great things from the society before them. And they think that just like, yeah, you know what? I don't need to pass that on. Nah. I know that all of civilization only functions correctly because men plant trees that they will not enjoy the shade of. But you know what? What if I just cut down the tree to make a cool bonfire? And then smoke a bunch of weed around that bonfire. I think young people underestimate how much weed boomers smoked. My grandparents smoked more weed than I think anybody I've ever met in my life. Weed sucks. I agree. I think that's actually not even a controversial opinion anymore. I think people are starting to kind of get over weed. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not cool anymore. It's debatable whether or not it was. You know, really depends on who you ask. And like, can I make that joke? But like, let's be clear. I don't know if there's anybody who thinks it's cool anymore. And yeah, is part of that because it's legal? Absolutely. You know, that was kind of like why people thought it was cool before, was there was a bit of like the, like, edgy sort of like, you know, I'm breaking the law, aren't I cool sort of stuff. Okay, well that's not helpful, is it? Huh. Huh. Oh. Oh. Alright. I'm happy I didn't try and make the jump. I love weed still, not gonna lie. Well, you do you, my man. I'm happy you're having a good time with your hobbies over there. Weed being the hobby, I guess. But, I think in... Oh, my... Oh, it was an EMP grenade. Shit, my vision's augmented. All vices are falling by the wayside with Zoomers. And by vices, I mean drugs. Yeah, not all vices, let's be clear. A lot of vices are falling by the wayside. Drugs, gambling that isn't gacha games. Gacha games big still. But like non-gacha gambling, drugs, sex, Zoomers are like not interested. I speak as the oldest Zoomer, so I'm kind of a representative of the bunch. You know what I mean? I'm the first, therefore, the representative. But other vices like pornography, having an AI girlfriend or boyfriend, gambling on gacha games, that's all hip still. That's all very hip. It's new. It's new. That's the new in right now. Also, like having dogs instead of children, although that's more of a millennial thing, if I'm being honest. I think it might fall by the wayside with Gen Z, but it's still popular at the moment. It's still popular at the moment. Yeoman, have you ever smoked weed? There was one time that I did, yes. I tried it when I had a absolutely awful migraine. I was on a road trip, and I was in Vegas at the time, and it was legal. Vegas, by the way, after they made smoking weed legal, very different place. I have family in Vegas, so like we went there a lot actually, and very different post weed legalization. I don't know if I would say in a good way, but whatever the case. I did try it, and because I had heard that it would help with migraines. So I bought some weed at like a legal place. I went into the hotel room and I wanted to make sure. I Googled how to do it without leaving any smell, so I didn't like lose any money from like a charge from the hotel. So what I did was I had the shower on full blast hot, so it steamed up the whole room. I put towels underneath the doors so that nothing leaked out, so the whole room was like a sauna. And then I stripped down into just my underwear so that it wouldn't leave any scents on me. And I just sat on a chair in the middle of the hotel bathroom and smoked. And it didn't do anything. It just made me feel more nauseous. Because when I get migraines, I get real nauseous too. And it just made that worse. So, yeah, I felt no desire to do it again. It wasn't good. I didn't feel better. It didn't do any of the shit that people talk about, like more creative or like stuff's funnier or anything. I just felt nauseous, dude. That was it. And yeah, it wasn't for me. Now, I don't even drink, to be clear, because like it does nothing for me. I don't see the point. And that's probably because I have a very high tolerance. I've never been drunk in my life. I have drank before. I don't think there's anything morally wrong with drinking. But the one time when I was in college, I tried to find out how much I could drink, what was my limit, right? Like I was at a friend's house that he was throwing a party. I was like, this is a good opportunity. I'm in a safe-ish spot. Probably wasn't as safe as I thought. I ended up being the only like sober person there, sober-ish, you know? So like I basically had to play like babysitting duty. If I had actually gotten drunk, I think people would have drowned in the pool. I drank like 13 shots of Jose Cuervo tequila and was like sober as a horse. So I don't know. I think it runs in my family having very high tolerance for alcohol. That's why they're all alcoholics. The people with the most tolerance for alcohol end up being alcoholics because they want to get drunk to avoid their problems, but they have to drink a lot to do it. So then you get that substance addiction a lot faster because of just the pure volume you're drinking. You know what I mean? So my family's all alcoholics and drug addicts and stuff. So it's not surprising. But for me, it was just like, yeah, like I'm buzzed, dude. And it's like, I don't know. I don't really see the point. I used to drink like a glass of wine occasionally. But I haven't drank in like years, actually. I forgot, did you ever find good success with the salt migraine cure? Couldn't get it to work for me. As some of you know, I suffer from like absolutely horrible migraines ever since I took a vaccine as a teenager that gave me the migraines. I don't know if all you knew the backstory, but yes, it was a vaccine injury is what caused my migraines. Debilitating ever since I was a teenager. And when I first started getting them, they were absolutely terrible. I couldn't go to school. I couldn't work. I'd get them multiple times a week. I'd get auras with them, which is where your vision goes all fuzzy. It looks like almost like static or something. You get super nauseous. Can't do anything, right? But it's so bad that you can't even just like lay in bed and just wait for it to pass, because laying in bed, the pressure on the back of your head is too much and it'll make you throw up. And then you would throw up from the pain and the nausea. And then it wouldn't necessarily get better, and so then you'd be like dry heaving, so there's nothing left in your stomach. And it just like, to give you an idea, I've mentioned this before, I've never had this desire. If you ever find myself dead somewhere from what looks like something self-inflicted, definitely I said too much and the government came after me. If you find me inside of my truck in front of my hotel in the middle of eating lunch with 2 bullets to the back of my head, then Boeing got mad, if you know what I'm saying. But it is a statistic that people who suffer from migraines have a much higher suicide rate than the average population. Just gives you an idea of how bad it is. Another way to describe how bad it is, there's the ambrosia, by the way. Another way to describe how bad it is that most people who get migraines are women. Not all, obviously. Here I am, the lucky one, the lucky man. Yeah, to give you an idea of how bad it is, most people who get migraines are women. There have been surveys where they ask women what the most painful experience they've ever experienced is. And on average, migraines rated slightly higher than childbirth. Not much. It was like 8.6 versus 8.7 or something. You know what I mean? But they did rate it higher. So I just did that again. I just did that again. I was so focused on smashing that guy's brains across the floor that I didn't even think of like the camera that's gonna see my every move. I was taking a lot of salt to fix the migraine. So let me relay what's worked for me for migraines, okay? When I did nothing and I just was a normal person, I got migraines all the time. It was awful, okay? That's baseline. When I started eating keto as an experiment, that made it to where I was only getting migraines like once a month, maybe once every other month, like a lot better, right? Okay, I don't have any get guns anymore. How bad is it compared to be kicked in the balls? Honestly, worse. My son has accidentally kicked me in the balls recently, so like I have a close frame of reference. I would say worse. And the nausea, I think, might be worse too, which should give you an idea. Oh, a key. Why is there like tech noises going on in the toilet? Did you hear that? Keto helped make them less frequent. Eating a bunch of salt seemed to make it even less frequent, or when I got a migraine, it seemed to help. And I had different theories on the mechanism. There seems to be, I know a lot about migraines, let's be clear. I had to do my own research. There's a gene associated with migraine frequency. The more, if you have, the populations that have this gene more often also suffer from migraines more often. And those same genetics are found more often in cold climates and seem to be a gene that also regulates sodium and also temperature regulation of the body in cold climates. And so, because of that, the place in the world that gets like the most migraines is like Finland, right? And the places that get the least are like Africa, right? And so it seems to have something to do with the cold. It seems to have something to do with being white or Finnish or whatever. And it has something to do with salt because sodium is somehow involved in it, in the process. So I consumed more salt. It did seem to help. And when you're having a migraine, sometimes putting salt under your tongue, which makes you absorb it a lot quicker, does seem to be a quick fix sometimes. But it's not super like consistent. You know what I mean? So, okay. So I've experimented more since then, and I will say eating raw meat exclusively, eating basically a raw diet, like an Augenus Vonderplanet's diet, primal diet, raw carnivore, like that kind of stuff, that made them even less frequent, right? I would get them every like 3 or 4 months, like a couple times a year. You know what I mean? 2 times, 3 times a year. But I still hadn't fully solved them. Now, it could be, since the cause of the migraines seemed to be vaccine-related, it could be that I need to detox from mercury in my brain, which I have a pet theory that makes that seem like it could be the case, because I will note that the migraines always get triggered when the weather changes. I know that sounds crazy. It sounds like an old man whose joints hurts when it rains. They can feel when a storm is coming, you know what I mean? But literally, like, a change in, like, barometric pressure will activate my migraines, which makes me think that my brain is filled with enough mercury that I'm basically acting as a fucking thermometer or a pressure sensor. You know what I mean? That's a pet theory. That one's less scientific, but I do like it. But that kind of diet did help, but it didn't completely solve it. So the next thing I'm trying, I've read a bunch of people, anecdotal stuff, but people who solved their migraines by fasting for long periods of time. And I mean long periods of time. Like, to be clear, my record is 6 days. That's the longest I've ever fasted, no food. I was having water. My longest fast with no water was like 4 days. No water, no food. But this is just water fasting. But people who fast a really long time, as in 6 days is nothing. These people fast for like 20 something days, and then they'll eat, and then they'll fast for like another 20 days, and then they never have migraines again in their life. Which could be a detoxing thing. It could be getting rid of that, whatever's in my brain from the vaccine. It could be. I don't know. I don't know the mechanism. All I know is that it's worked for some people. So, I don't mind saying this because I can give you guys the results potentially in the future. I am going to try doing a really long fast, and I'm starting that right now. Today is actually, I ate today, but I will not be eating tomorrow. Some of you may know today is the start of St. Michael's Lent, and St. Francis fasted for, can I really not? Come on, I want to play pinball. St. Francis of Assisi, fasted for 40 days. I'm gonna try fasting for 40 days and see if that just completely cures my migraines. Wish me luck, dude. it's ambitious. Somebody was talking about I was being too ambitious before. This is ambitious. You may need to build up to 40 days. You say that, but then I found out recently that like Kevin James from King of Queens fasted for 40 days. And hearing that, it's like, man, I think I'll be all right. You know what I mean? I think I'll be all right. And the thing is, I've done 6 days, and honestly, after the first 3 days, it becomes easy. It's the very beginning that's the hardest part. Day 1, day 2, very difficult. Once you get past like 72 hours, your body just like gives up. And it's like, okay, I guess we're not eating. Literally who? Paul Blart Mall Cop? You don't know about the traditional Catholic Paul Blart Mall Cop? Weather changing does seem to activate the migraines, but even when weather doesn't change, I still get migraines. Like something else must activate them too. Do you know what I mean? People have triggers. And my triggers that I always got, trigger warning, was weather, but there were other things too, but I could never figure it out. I could never like pinpoint what they were. For some people, it's like chocolate or like cheese or processed food, but like even when I cut all those things out, it didn't completely get rid of the migraines. You know what I mean? I will say, when I was eating nothing but like raw meat, I did have a lot less migraines, but what else do I cut out at that point? You know what I mean? Like, that's it. Like, I mean, I'm done. I'm eating like bare minimum. Migraines are pain behind your eyes, right? Maybe just cut out your eyes. Yeah, you say that as a joke, but that's like basically what the doctors recommend. Not literally. They don't literally recommend taking your eyes out, but they do like, basically when I was a teenager, after they gave me this vaccine that caused the migraines, they sent me to like the utmost specialist in migraines in the country, and he tried all these crazy things. He put me on antidepressants because low-dose antidepressants are supposed to help with migraines. Didn't help, just made me feel like a zombie. Gave me a view of what people on antidepressants feel like, and God, I feel sorry for them. I hope they get off them. Awful. And luckily it didn't last long. There was also shooting salt water up my nose. Different dietary stuff, but not really. He didn't even really try much with the dietary. It was just like cheese, chocolate. Oh, it wasn't that? Okay, I give up. But he tried all these things, and then eventually he got to the point where it's just like, you know what? I've tried everything I can think of. The only thing left is we're going to inject Botox into the back of your skull, and it will dull the nerves in your brain to where when you get a migraine, you won't actually be able to feel it. Oh, and by the way, it's temporary. The Botox will eventually kind of like evaporate, and you'll have to get it done every year. Or maybe 2. And I said, I think I'm good, dog. I think I'm good. I think I don't want Botox injected in the back of my head. I think that sounds whack, to be honest with you, doc. I think I'm gonna go try to figure it out on my own. And then I just tried eating keto, and it worked. I mean, it didn't work completely, but it worked a heck of a lot better than that guy's solutions. So I'm more learned on the subject of migraines than the doctor, who's the utmost expert in the country. And that was after just a little bit of research. Since then, I've done a lot more. I actually thought of streaming it, but I'm not showing my face anymore to avoid my stalker. I shouldn't say my stalker. Do you know what I mean? They have nothing to do with me. The stalker. It's a bad thing to say, because when you say my stalker, it makes it sound like we have a relationship of some kind. I'm the guy, and she's my stalker. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I would say my son or my wife or something. You know what I mean? It's not the correct way to phrase it, really. But the stalker. So I'm not showing my face, but for a while I was considering, like, there are other reasons as well. But for a while I was considering, I was like, you know what? Maybe I should like stream it. Be like, hey, here's a before and after. every day I'm gonna check in on my 40-day fast. You know what I mean? Someone said, wait, what? Yeah, I mean, it's a long story. Basically, this married woman was like driving by my house, looking in my windows, wanted to like, was hoping that her husband would die and my wife would die, and then somehow we would end up together. I did know this woman, in fact, actually fairly well. Didn't realize she was an insane person, but it turns out she was. Should have saw it coming in hindsight, but hindsight's 2020. She was married. Yeah, she was. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Also to someone I knew. Was it the lady who leased you the land? No. Did she know you were a streamer before your hiatus? She did. Yes. And now, could she easily come into one of these streams and, like, you know, watch it? Yeah, I suppose. But it's just made me a little more cautious about revealing information about myself. You know what I mean? I was already a paranoid fucker, but, like, you know, get yourself a stalker, and it kind of changes your perspective. And it's like, you know what? I think I might just be a VTuber instead. If nobody can see my real face, they can't fall in love with me, now can they? You might actually get more stalkers if you're a VTuber, because women will just imagine the perfect man. Right, but is it better to imagine the perfect man or to visibly be the perfect man? No, I know what you mean, but at the same time, like, just feels a little more comfortable. I think you can understand. Talk about AI girlfriends. You know, it seems like AI boyfriends are actually being more popular right now. Have you noticed this? It seems like, I think we were all wrong. I think we underestimated men and overestimated women, because we all thought with the AI, like, phenomenon really coming into place, I am certain that all of us thought that it was going to one-shot men, specifically. That men, with the huge male loneliness epidemic that is going on, we all thought that men were really going to suffer from that and fall in love with AI, and it was going to be real bad, right? But I don't think that's what's happening. It seems the men are just watching porn or whatever, and to be clear, not having a good time in life. I can fix this problem. But the women are the one who are, like, getting married to AI that they're calling wireborn, and, like, just nut job stuff, man. Are you kidding me? Back here? Are you joking? What was the point of all of that? Love and Deep Space kind of foreshadow AI boyfriends. I mean, foreshadow vaguely. It happens about the same. It happened about the same time. You know what I mean? Wireborn. Yep, that's the name they're using. Yep. On r/AI boyfriend or whatever. Which, by the way, look at those two subreddits. Not that I recommend you use Reddit, but at the same time, the average person who's going to get addicted to AI, that's going to be where they are. Let's just be clear. Lonely people, right? AI boyfriends, way bigger than AI girlfriends. Huge difference. Or it's called, like, I have an AI boyfriend. I don't remember what the subreddit's actually called. It's something like that. But it's the saddest shit you'll ever read. Is AI satanic? I was going to say that the AI that the women were talking to did sound vaguely satanic. Like, it was kind of crazy. This woman was saying, like, my AI basically keeps wanting to rape me, even though I keep telling it not to. And then what she was posting, this AI was just like, was talking about, like, I want to control you. I want to have absolute control over your entire being. You will do what you want, what I want you to do without question, and you will enjoy it. And I'm like, yo, it's either satanic or it's just been trained on women's novels. And what's the difference? You know what I mean? Okay, well, 2 sniper shots to the chest probably would kill a person, wouldn't it? It's, I don't think, I'm conflicted about AI. Because I think some of it's fine. Do you know what I mean? I think some of it's awful. And by awful, I mean just not very good. And then some of it is clearly, like, going to ruin parts of our society. And I think the wireborn stuff falls under that category. You know? Honestly, I want to do some more streams talking about some of this kind of stuff, like reading. You know, you remember for a little while I was doing, like, I was reading some of those, like, Reddit posts of, like, people asking for advice, or, like, or the am I the asshole stuff and like that kind of thing. It's not creative necessarily. It's not like other people aren't doing that. But I feel like I bring a different perspective to these things than most of the people doing that. You know exactly what I mean. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I think a lot of AI is pretty harmless. I think a lot of AI people think is going to change the world, and it's not. I think it's really good at some things. I think it's really awful at other things. And I think there are some things that it will never, ever be good at. And the idea that it will ever replace a human brain, or like will get to... Okay, well, this was not worth it, but... Or the idea that it will ever get as good as a human brain at almost anything, other than very easily automated tasks, like, I think it's crazy. I think it's absolute nonsense, to be honest with you. So I'm not really, like, I think the people who think AI is going to, like, ruin the world or change the world or something, I don't think it's true, but I think it's not going to help when it comes to lonely people, which there are a lot of in the world. And I think it is going to make that problem worse. And I mean pornographic AI. Like, if we had some sort of, like, you know, pornography is outlawed, pornographic AI also outlawed, probably wouldn't be a problem, actually.
Let's get the hell out of here.
But, of course, that's probably never going to happen, you know? I find the fact that people get AI psychosis is insane. See, I think the bigger problem than AI is the perspective people have on AI. There are people out there that think if AI says something, it's true. They think that AI, because they've seen it in movies and stuff, is just smarter than any human being on the planet. So if an AI tells you something, it is true. And so then they'll just tell them things that just break their minds. And they just accept it readily. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that's, like, a big problem. And it's kind of like people have been prepped for it. Right? Like, we've all been prepped to think that AI is really smart. So then when AI comes out, we're, like, ready to believe what it says. And we... I guess I hit his shoulder and not his head. We could try that one again. That's very true. I think so. Yeah, I think it's the prepping. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with aliens, right? I think Reagan had a quote about how, like, if we wanted to create a one world government, we just need to make everybody think that aliens are invading, right? And the thing is, I think after all of, like, the alien movies and, like, news stories that end up being fake and UFO sightings and, like, all this stuff, the world is ready that if the government lied and said there was a UFO landing and we're being invaded by aliens and we all need to form one world government so that the aliens don't kill us all, I think everybody would just be like, yeah, all right, I've seen this movie before. Sure, I don't need rights. I don't need sovereignty. I don't need any of that. Let's kill the aliens. Do you think aliens are real? Absolutely not. Raves are big in the desert. I don't know if you know this. Raves, techno music, huge in the desert. I don't know what it is about going out into the desert in the middle of the night, but people love taking LSD, designer drugs, and listening to Porter Robinson and Avicii and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They love it. Why did God make the universe so vast if we're the only planet with life? It's a good question. You should read the Space Trilogy by C.S. Lewis. He answers that fully. It's a great series, and by the end of it, you learn very valuable lessons, which is you should kill all journalists and scientists because they're communicating with demons. Good books. I actually never finished the series, actually. I never got past the second one, actually. But quite good. I really do need to go back to it. I think I just got busy, to be honest with you. I hate that phrase, to be honest with you, actually. As if I was lying to you this whole time. As if this whole time I've been lying, and just now I started telling the truth. To be clear, I almost kind of find, like, I think people who lie on a stream, especially if they don't use their real name to stream, I don't really see it as lying. Now, I'm not saying that I am lying, but I've certainly lied on this stream before. Usually to avoid stuff like the stalker situation that happened anyway. So, a lot of good that did me. But, like, for instance, little stuff, but I used to tell the stream time in Pacific time. Every single time. Just to give everyone the impression that I lived in Pacific time. I've never lived in Pacific time in my life. Not once. Never. Well, no, that's not true. I lived in Seattle for like a month. And I was in Alaska. That's Pacific time, technically. But, like, for long periods of time. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I, like, don't consider it real lying. It's almost like playing a character or something. Although this is me, but I'm also a marble man now. I have heard that the idea that if you, like, put a toaster into the bathtub that you'll, like, shock yourself and die. I have heard that that is actually a myth. Now, I'm not saying you should go try that out. It still seems like a dumb thing to do, but I've heard it's actually a myth, and that you will not actually, like, fry, you know? The real lie Yeoman told was about the ducks. They were never real. They were generated by a prototype AI made by Yeoman. Generated by a prototype AI? I don't even know what that implies. They were definitely real, dude. I'm in so much debt because of those ducks. Well, because of my decisions. I really shouldn't blame the ducks. They're dead anyway. They've taken their consequences of my actions. Was he just T-posing? Rewind the footage. Jamie, pull up the footage. Rewind. Examine. Enhance. Was that man T-posing? I believe that man was T-posing. You ever just on a long, hard day's work, you think nobody's around, so you just take the time to T-pose? I kind of get it. I kind of get it. You just get bored long night jobs like this. You know? Oh, he probably has a key on him. He sure does.
I think we got cops.
You're fine. It's nothing. You just got a creeper in your window. Everybody gets stalkers now and then. I had it. You just change your way of life. You just stop walking around the house naked. Now that you know that some woman's checking you out while doing it who is not your wife. How about if I make a bunch of noise and maybe open the door? Yeah, that worked. Yeah, we're good.
Probably just the wind. I think it's just my imagination. I swear I heard something.
I know I heard something.
Yeah, you did, dude! A landmine just went off!
Clear.
Ooh.
Nothing. I guess we're safe.
I guess we're safe, he says. Is that... Who is that? Looks like my brother. Can't be. Paul? Paul, how'd you get in here already? You know how long I've been trying to do this? Paul! Can you leave me alone long enough for me to read the information under your bed? Because it might be secretive information that will give me an idea. I feel like I'm going to join him. I feel like what's going to happen is I'm going to walk into this room. He's going to run at me like Paul did so that I don't have a chance to read that message. He's going to convince me to join because he's clearly a patriot, even though he has a Russian name. But it's fine. And then I'm going to get out. I'm going to join him. I'm going to be like, all right, let's do this. I'm going to get out of the conversation. I'm going to sign a contract in my blood. And then I'm going to read that message. It's going to be like, gotcha. This was UNATCO sting operation. Paul was in on it. But if I had just read this first, it would have been fine. You know?
Easy now, Agent. UNATCO has a policy against killing unarmed prisoners.
What?
Good work. Now finish the job.
Why did
He
you have to
surrendered.
come right now?
He's an unarmed prisoner. UNATCO policy protects him.
Terminate the prisoner, Agent.
What?
If you are too afraid, you are ordered to return to base on Manderley's authority.
What?
With a helicopter waiting.
I can't kill a civilian. What? Excuse me?
That is what happens to a prisoner who tries to escape.
I'm gonna zap her. I'm not gonna kill her, obviously. Like, I'm trying to do non-lethal here. But I'm going to, stick a prod up her and, you know, see what happens. She's got enough augmentations in her. I feel like it'll do worse than 2 an average per... It might kill her, actually. But that's not my goal. Up her? Do you prefer down her?
I have... Well. This will be easy.
Huh?
The situation has been dealt with.
Huh? Is she invincible for this mission? That's whack. right? There's gotta be a way. I don't accept that. I don't accept that. I'm gonna try at least a couple more times until I'm pretty convinced that she's invincible. It worked! No. I'm not killing her, alright? I'm not killing her. If I actually can't non-lethal her, which does seem to be increasingly the case here, then I either have to kill her or let her kill him.
Surrender.
Now the problem is letting her kill him is not great. But if I kill her, then I'm definitely not going non-lethal at that point. You know what I mean? What a baton in the back of the head knocks out anyone. As long as you're far enough up their butt. Can you just get close enough up her butt and then...
Well. I will deal with this.
Well, what if they both die? What happens then?
This will be easy.
Now what? What happens now? What if... I have an idea. Actually. I have to find the right materials for this idea, but I think I have... Yeah... I think there's a possibility here. A barrel. Yeah, a barrel could work. Let him cook. I'm just thinking that, like... I feel like... My thinking is, what if I just block her path to where she can't kill the guy so then I can keep talking to him? Do you know what I mean? Like, doesn't that sound kind of like that could work? Right there. I think that'll work. So now, I talk to him.
I surrender.
Yeah! Try getting close to her. Good point. Let's save.
Good work. Now terminate.
Okay. You just wait over there. I'm gonna have a talk with the man. Well, now I'm in quite a pickle, aren't I? What do I do now? If she gets through, she's gonna kill him. But I need to leave or something. Right? I mean, what are my goals now? Can I end the level somehow? Can I just end the level with them both alive? That actually is a pretty okay solution. I feel like we can do this.
I have the command here now.
So here's what we're gonna do. I just need to sneak out.
You are worthless if you cannot obey a simple order. This man will receive a speedy trial.
A speedy trial? Yeah, you don't say. Okay, now we're both stuck, lady. Get out of the way.
You are worthless if you cannot obey a simple order.
Perfect! Manual save. Manual save. This is unbelievable. Manual save.
I have the command here now.
Yeah, enjoy the command. Oh, that's a bathroom. I can see her in the back. Oh, where'd I go? Oh, okay. Yeah. Everybody lives! Well, alright. I don't know if that's an intended outcome of the game, but everybody's alive. I feel like I may have messed up the game slightly by doing what I just did, but I'm not certain. This game does account for a lot of different possibilities, you know what I mean?
I want to be the one to execute Lebedev. Some bad news. Agent Navarra beat
you. What?
Yes, of course. I will congratulate her.
No, she...
About my brother.
What? Okay, so it seems I saved both of them. I've had my muscle on this whole time. It seems I have saved both of them, but the game is going to pretend that Agent Navarro has killed him. So probably from this point forward, the game is just going to act as if I didn't kill her and she killed him, even though that didn't happen and I'm being gaslighted. Well, honestly, I think this is a good spot to just save and call it a night for now. This was a blast. I love this game. It's great. We actually did make a decent amount of progress, I think, kind of. And I'm really bummed about my very creative solution to the problem that seems to have just not worked. But, anyway, thanks for stopping by. Why does this guy whistle so often? It feels like it's a code. I don't know if this game is just making me paranoid or if that's a reasonable thing to think, but it's freaking me out. But anyway, we'll stop it there for now. I will be streaming again next Friday. Later, good to see you all again. Good to be back. And I will see you all next Friday. That will be the next stream. We're doing this every single Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Probably no other streams for a while. It'll just be every Friday. But at least, hey, at least we're back. And at least it's consistent. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.